evening, Twilight Struggle fans. We're so thrilled you could join us for tonight's OTSL contest between the great Derek Miller and Mark Overstreet. This is a key OTSL Silver Clash. Both of these players are 6-3, jockeying for playoff position. So this is going to be a huge one for both players as they fight for that coveted promotion to OTSL Gold. Now, Derek, an undefeated 4-0 as USA. Mark, an undefeated 4-0 as USSR. Jeremy Anders joins me tonight. Jeremy, thank you so much for having me on as a guest of Team Illinois here on this beautiful Wednesday night. What are your thoughts on this game, and what are your thoughts on Derek's hand? I don't like it very much. Do you?
Well, first of all, thrilled to have you, Justin. And I despise this hand. This is horrendous. You're just praying to get Asia off, not see Vietnam or a very cheeky decall headline. And there's not a lot to love. You have no card for blockade if our opponent decides to go that card. I mean, you have to hold a blue card for blockade. You don't have a good card to hold. If you get purged, it's a nightmare. No real good events. Okay, that's not so bad, at least.
Yeah, starting the game down 3 VP is no good. It's almost the equivalent of having Middle East scored against you as the USSR in the headline. But not seeing Vietnam, not seeing Decall, and not seeing Purge is very helpful here. And now this to me would probably be a hand where I might not play around blockade, and I just hope my opponent doesn't event it. We will see. Okay, and that's not how Derek wanted to start either.
Yeah, so Derek just going to use the 2. So we're not going to get into Malaysia, but I think that's more acceptable since Asia scored, Justin. What do you think?
Totally agree. Malaysia can wait. I think more important to get out of Israel. Could have considered a 3-op there to take Lebanon as well. But I guess you don't want Lebanon getting cooed. You probably use AI War to take Lebanon and put 1 somewhere else would be my guess. Derek would probably like to space AI War, but I don't think we have the luxury of doing that. He needs those ops desperately. And of course, Mark already went to space, so there's no rush there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're getting to space. And I don't mind getting an op into Lebanon earlier than I would normally, just because I mean we can coup Iran to get mill ops, but that's practically not going to accomplish anything. So if he takes a coup on Lebanon, that's actually pretty efficient for us.
That's true. Yeah, just taking a coup back on Lebanon, that's fine, even if the roll doesn't turn out well for us. Obviously, you don't want to have Egypt have your only Middle East influence be in Egypt, because then obviously you could get cooed out. But Derek will probably spread into Lebanon, get into Lebanon, take Libya, something like that on the next AR.
Yeah, and I think we want to, even though we scored Asia, we do want to just event Korean War and then take it and we'll probably put the 2 ops into Korea regardless, right?
That's my play. When I draw Korean War as the US on turn 1, I like to trigger the war, hope I win it, and then put it into South Korea. Best case scenario, you take the country with the war gone for the whole game. You get a bad event out of the deck. Worst case scenario, you lose the war and force your opponent to drop everything and put 4 critical early war ops into South Korea.
Well, as we say that, yeah, and this
Okay.
is pretty clear Middle East in hand. And can we infer that he doesn't have a lot of ops beyond this if he headlined CNS over Purge?
Yeah, maybe he is. So he CNS over Purge, and then immediately 2 guilt-free 4-ops. So we know he doesn't have NATO. And so he clearly would have played it on AR1 if he had it. So he certainly doesn't have any more 4-ops. And so maybe he just didn't want to be aggressive in the headline. I clearly doesn't have Suez. You'd think you'd headline that if you had Middle East. But yeah, clearly putting the question to Derek here early in the Middle East, and also not playing like a person who has a ton of access, someone who has had decall or oh wow, he does have he does have
Wow.
another 4-op,
Okay.
just going to give US Japan right away. Wow. Okay. This is an aggressive line of play here from Mark. He's been 4-op, 4-op, 4-op. which is 3 more 4-ops than Derek had in his hand overall. So Derek could just take Europe Dom here and risk blockade, which I think is what I would do. Now you could leave West Germany at 4-1. You have Truman in your hand. You could also just event Truman, which shows a little bit of weakness, but it forces Mark to make that play again. I don't know. What do you think about this, Jeremy? You're taking Europe domination, which is a good thing, but you are now you're leaving yourself open to blockade.
Yeah, I think I like taking Europe domination here. I mean, people don't often event blockade turn one. I thought that was a little odd, the use of the 4-ops. Like the West Germany poke is fine, but then he overprotected North Korea and went into South Korea. It was a little interesting. All right, so Korean War to get our mill seems fine, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is certainly unfortunate. So Derek loses the war, drops another couple of VPs. Now he takes the coup of Iran without getting into Malaysia, which is interesting. However, like we've talked about, Mark not playing like a guy who has Vietnam certainly would have headlined Vietnam over captured Nazi, I would have to think. And not playing like a guy who has decall either. Oh, well, you know what?
Goodness.
I'm wrong about things sometimes. So I good on Mark for perhaps disguising the strength of his hand. This should be Malaysia, Lebanon. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, he must have just been terrible. Oh my! Oh no! Oh, Derek! Yikes!
Yeah, that's a disaster. So Derek drops 4 VPs with the 2 wars.
Oh,
Going to lose Thailand to Vietnam unless Mark has Middle East as we speculated, but I don't believe that he does. And he's left with a pair of 1-op cards in his hand. He doesn't want to give. I mean, if Middle East gets scored here, you'd say, okay, great, I'll just give Nasser and Coup that. But he doesn't want to do that, so he's going to have to play Truman and hold Nasser, which is awkward. Obviously, you're hoping not to see blockade. Okay, containment helps. You could. So this will take. Yeah, that makes sense. So good on Derek getting Asia out in the headlines. So you could space Nasser here. What do you think? What are you doing here? You just go Truman, protect Europe, or would you think about spacing Nasser?
consider spacing Nasser is actually interesting. I'm just still, I'm a touch baffled, Justin. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. Okay, so Derek spaces Nasser, hits the roll, picks up a VP on the space roll, immediately gives it right back on Millops. This hand, not much better. He does get Europe, but Sakovs and De Gaulle out there. Um, and yeah, not great. So Truman could help you against De Gaulle, but not really because um,
Yeah, I guess
Mark
access.
still has access, so he could just use China or one of the other 2 4-ops, which we haven't seen yet, to take France.
We also don't have any access cards in our hands, so pretty likely that he has one as well. This is off to a real rough start for Derek.
Yes. Yeah, Derek is in serious trouble. Um, this might even be a Europe headline for
I
me.
was just thinking that. Do you actually headline Europe here?
Yeah, because certainly Mark will have no issue. DEFCON is at 4. Mark will have no issue giving up a coup. Thailand is at 3. He doesn't know that we don't have any 4-ops, but even if Derek did have 4-ops, yeah, I like this headline from Derek. You're just going to hope we don't see. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So Derek gets around C5 and picks up a huge 5 VP.
yeah, well played by Derek there.
Yes.
Yes, you certainly did.
Okay, a sigh of relief for Derek there. This one could have gotten out of hand. But now Derek hangs on to Europe. Now his hand is garbage, but okay, so we're going to see a coup here of ostensibly Libya.
Oh,
Another 6. I believe that's 3 6s in a row, Jeremy. If on Korean War, 4 6s in a row, excuse me.
that's 4 for 4.
Iran, Korean War, AI War, which had to be a 6, and then a coup there in Libya, which is a 6, and Derek not enough to knock him out. So now Derek going to be dominated in the Middle East as well. Now C5 headline, if there's a silver lining here, and I don't know that there is, it's the C5 headline suggests that Mark probably doesn't have Middle East and was hunting for it in Derek's hand. But maybe he does and was just looking for Europe.
Okay, I'm gonna find one silver lining. I'm gonna start talking way too early here. No, no, blockade that away. No, you have to blockade away Warsaw. You want to keep Europe nice and weak.
Yeah, and
Only
yeah.
good thing you see. Oh, no, no, no.
So you're gonna blockade. So I guess Derek's gonna blockade Suez. I
I
guess
was
I don't mind giving Warsaw. I guess get it out of the decks. You maybe open up some possibilities in the late war, but I certainly wouldn't give Warsaw right now with D-stall unseen. I don't want to give away free D-stall food.
I was my whole little spiel I was about to go into was like the only positive thing I see on this board is that three in East Germany and that three in
Yep.
Poland, and we can
Yep.
get Warsaw away. So I
Apologies for interrupting that spiel.
no no the well the play Derek interrupted it. You didn't. um so I feel pretty strongly about blockading Warsaw instead of Suez.
Yep. And yeah, you've got Europe scored here. Yeah, NATO out there.
Okay, he's coming exactly along to what I was thinking. Yes, exactly.
Yep, Europe is weak. I mean, I think I'm okay with just a one up. Okay.
Yeah, and to your earlier point, Justin, Romanian, I think should be our AR6 play.
Yeah. I agree. So I think I guess what are you gonna do? You're just gonna repair France and go one Angola here, right? You're gonna assume that Mark has a D card.
Yeah, that seems perfectly
You
reasonable.
have to repair France. Yes, this is the play. Okay, I like this play from Derek. This is fine.
Yep.
You get an annoying event out of the deck with Israel empty. You good chance you're not going to find the ops to repair UK unless Mark decides he wants to be generous and give Marshall. Yeah, and there it is. That's the exact card Derek didn't want to see. Blockade Warsaw into Algeria, I
That's
think, is the play.
that's my play, yeah.
And we will see now if Mark has D-stall as well. So Asia is a complete nightmare. Could be we're looking at a scoring of 8 or 9 against Derek. Middle East is a nightmare. Now, of course, there's independent Reds.
Yeah, and I was gonna say he might grab Algeria before playing D-stall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
What are you gonna do here? You gonna take UK back?
yeah, so we can take UK back to get Dom. That's gonna leave France real vulnerable with De Gaulle and Saint-Gov's out.
I think you have to put one in France, and I think you have to put two in UK. De Gaulle and Saint-Govs are around. Oh, but that's his one good region.
Yeah. And then Romanian is just going to what, Saharan?
Saharan, yeah, Saharan makes sense. You could fill Panama with it.
You could get spicy and go to Colombia if you feel like you're losing, but I don't like that as the US
Well,
with
we're gonna
these.
find out right here if Mark has D-stall.
Yep.
And sure
Oh,
enough, he does. Okay, Finland. Yeah, we had
oh yeah,
some
he's got
extra ops there. Yeah.
enough fuel from winning that Korean War. Yeah.
Okay. So Colombia, I guess, and yeah, Mexico, and now we're not taking Europe Dom.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, I guess the only other thing, yeah, yeah. Hmm. This is
Jeremy,
been a
this
tough
is
one.
this is turning into one of those games where you hope that play deck somehow like loses the scoring cards in the deck. Okay, that's helpful for Derek.
That's very helpful, but it is yet another 4-op against him. And I think we're just gonna grab UK here with
Yep.
Roman.
Yeah. Yeah. With NATO around, you think you take UK or instead of a Mediterranean country. No, West Germany. West Germany, please. There we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Canada. Yep. And then Romanian can go into UK. Middle East is coming. That's going to be five at least.
I'm gonna make Matt very happy right now and mention that if we get a big coup of Egypt on us, our opponent could try for Middle East control. Matt's favorite.
Yep. Okay. Well, so Derek gets NATO, the one remaining four op. He does not get De Gaulle. EEU is very strong here. Are you headlining EEU or are you headlining CIA to try and flip an African battleground and make Africa less of a nightmare?
I think EU, because then you should still get that Africa coup, right?
Yeah. So I guess the question is,
Okay.
yep. So we knew. Yeah, see, that's my problem with it is because now what you could easily see is you're gonna see a repair of East Germany and one or two into France, which we have to respect.
Yep.
I don't think we can afford to lose our one good region, but maybe we can. I think we kind of knew De Gaulle was coming. So yeah, if this were me, I think just one West Germany, one Poland, and even one France is problematic enough where I'd have to think about the coup. Because you take a two-op coup in Zaire, you lose France over that. That's not a great trade. Obviously, Milops, is a thing, but I don't know. Have we seen IP war? I don't think we've seen IP war, have we? So I think Mark has it, right?
Does he have it? I thought he played that at some point.
Maybe he did. Oh yeah, maybe he played a turn one. Okay,
Um,
okay. I don't like that play at all.
no,
I
now
think
we
that's a
just I would
mistake by
just
Mark.
take the CIA coup of Zaire, right?
I might take an Olympic coup of Zaire because I want that extra VP, and I want to guarantee. Okay, yeah.
That's fair.
I don't understand why Burma was necessary in India.
Yeah, yeah. I think the known cards in Mark's hand are Middle East defectors, 5-year plan, and Fidel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mark's clearly not going to 5-year plan anything because he just played China. Fidel's clearly getting evented.
Mosin was definitely a redraw. Yeah, I think he should have been more aggressive in Europe. That spread in Western Asia was necessary.
Yeah, I would have challenged. I would have challenged Derek in Europe. Um, Panama, Guatemala is fine here, I think.
Yeah, we do give up
Oh,
Milops.
that's right, Milops. Yeah, no, I guess but Colombia's already there.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
I would rather fill Panama, I think, than do one of those things because you eat a Colombia coup, then you have to fill Panama in response. And that gives them an opportunity to take another coup.
Yeah, and I would expect Mark to get rid of Middle East soonish, so that'll free up Nasser. But we are beginning to run low on playable ops. We have one very nice card and 3 bad ones.
Yeah. And he spent ops filling up Israel, which is, that's a lot of ops for just one VP. Okay, gets Truman out of the deck. Gonna go for Saharan.
And he
Miss.
controls Truman too.
Yeah, that is a little strange. That he wouldn't challenge there, and okay, Derek misses on the roll. I'd have at least made Derek think about France, and Mark did not.
Yeah, 100%.
Gonna coup again.
Okay.
So you got a space decall here, and now presumably we'll see if Middle East scored. And if we don't, I think you could see a poke of Syria to save 2 VP. No.
I
Save
not
this.
see a 5-year plan Fidel in Middle East, right?
That tracks. So I would absolutely poke Syria to save 2 VP. I think
Yeah.
that's fine. I think we need to take Panama because we're probably going to get dominated in Central America. And then a second in Angola, I'd be fine with as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with Saharan too, though.
Saharan's fine. Saharan's fine. Opponent doesn't know about Nasser, but he's playing a scoring card here, so whatever.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he waited. Yeah, he waited way too long on that.
Yeah, he spaced defectors to stop the double, which I get. Okay, camera. I kind of like a second in Angola there, but all right.
Yeah, I would have done a second in Angola or maybe even a Guatemala coup.
Okay, that's not the correct scoring card. Grain is nice, but the rest of this is garbage.
Colonel Nasser had decided to do that in person.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay.
That's problematic. Okay, presenceless Dom in South America. Now we get, oh, what a nightmare.
Oh,
And you want to space it, but you got problems in your own hand. OPEC's ungivable. Yeah, that's a disaster. I think you've got to give that back, don't you?
I think you have to.
You can't because
Yep.
yeah, you have to give it back and take the Nigeria coup, right? Take it just a crappy 2-up Nigeria coup.
I don't see what else you'd do.
And you're going to give up 5 VPs in Southeast. This game could end this turn. Like you're giving up 5 in Southeast. If Mark has South America, this is GG.
Oh yeah, that's not even considering he's gonna have his central down too.
Yep. Because you've got Fidel and Libs in hand.
Yep. Well, it's not the most meaningful 6 in the world, but we'll take it.
It sure is not. Doesn't even come close to making up for the 6s that Mark rolled in Iran, Korea, Israel, and Libya.
Yeah.
So Derek hoping not to see a space shot here, also hoping not to see Portuguese or South African. I think a Fidel play is perfectly fine here. You could also play you can also just play libs.
Yeah, I think I actually I don't know. Okay.
What's that
That
gonna do? That's not
that's
good. That's not what you want to see. Okay, well now you're spacing. Derek needs to hit this roll. He won't.
I would have done OPEC instead of Willie.
Okay, well, that was a fun game.
I mean, we can take 2 countries here. We can do the China card. We can flip Indonesia, take 2, and then it's only a 1-point scoring.
Yeah, I guess we can. I guess we can.
Oh man, you know it would be just awful, but it's kind of something I see happening, Justin. We're gonna score Southeast Asia. Oh, nope, never mind. We're just gonna lose right here. Good Lord.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Holy cow. Poor Derek's had a bunch of these lately.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know what he could have done differently.
Um, did Derek not change? Derek didn't change the video. I'm looking at the stream and it's he's not showing the board. So, all right.
but we're talking at least.
We're talking. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Derek, are you there? No, I guess Derek's not there. Yeah. So I guess let's try and break it down here over here real quick. Not really anything Derek could have done about South America. I'm sorry, Derek. So, oh, good. So a six in Iran, followed by a six in South Korea, followed by a six in Israel, followed by a six in Libya to open the game was fun. Decall Destall turn two was fun. Um,
Got one. You got one.
you got NATO turn three.
Нам посмеетесь, когда мы, знаете, обгоним вас и скажем: господа капиталисты, до свидания, наш поезд сюда идет. Пожалуйста, за нами.
We both like.
Yeah, Europe was 100% the correct play. If he had Romania, then obviously you couldn't because Sokov's a 10-point swing. But if he has Sokov's, it's a 6-point swing, but you weren't getting domination anyway with how weak France was. 100% the correct play.
Yep. Yeah, that was horrible.
I like how you handled the coup in Africa. The EU headline was good. If I were Mark, I would have pushed you in France a little bit.
Yeah, he did weird stuff.
Yeah,
Some weird stuff too.
yeah.
Yep. Especially because he had Truman too. Like if that was unseen, I still strongly disagree with it, but I can at least see some logic. But like, no, that made no sense.
I liked your poke of Syria.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he waited, no scoring card. Not good. Yep.
yeah. Uh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching tonight's production of Twilight Struggle. Not the best game in the world that we've ever seen. Turn four steamroll. Mark Overstreet, the victor. He improves to 7-3. Derek Miller, the loser, he falls to 6-4. Both players still firmly in the playoff hunt. We look forward to more Twilight Struggle action from Derek right here. And 3 weeks from tonight, we will have a special treat for you over here. We will have Team Illinois and Team New York in a U.S. Cup game as we round out the U.S. Cup season. So we're excited about that. As we look toward the playoffs. But until next time, for Jeremy Anders, for Derek Miller, this is Justin Abramson. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. So long, everybody.